Hello and welcome to Around the Hoop, the Westwood Basketball Show. This is the 2018-2019 episode 3. I'm Mike Gay, your host, and I'll be joined again by Coach Clifford and Coach St. Martin, the girls and boys coaches respectively. We've got some special guests who will be joining us with some very loud clothing a little bit later. So coaches, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice to be here again.
So episode 3, season 3. You guys have had a nice little start. So Coach Clifford, why don't we start with you? Fill us in on the first couple of games.
Yeah, so we're 2-0, which is always great. We opened up on the road in Dedham and played pretty well. I think the game started typical for both teams, just that kind of sloppy, getting in the swing of things in live play. But we settled down and put together a couple of really nice runs to put the game away. We got a good win there. Our home opener was against Ashland, another same scrappy team. It was a slow start, low scoring first half. We played really good defense throughout and got another win there. So we're excited for the start.
That's great. Any early trends? Is it defense that are carrying you through the games? Is it any players stepping up that you didn't expect early in the season?
Yeah, our team defense has been really good. I think at this point in the year, it's more just us being aggressive. I think we're still working on some of the schemes and rotations, and that stuff will hopefully only get better, and we can continue to improve there. But I think definitely defense. Offensively, we're getting out in transition pretty well. We're pretty athletic with some speed, so we're trying to take advantage of that. But yeah, I think everyone's just been giving us good contributions and off to a good start.
That's great. Coach St. Martin, off to a 3-0 start.
Yes.
You had one earlier game. How's the early season shaping up for you?
Good. I mean, guys are really committed to playing really well. We started on the road against Bridgewater Raynham, which is a Division I powerhouse in the South, and we were able to get a win there by 2 points. It was a good game. We didn't shoot well, but played really, really tough. And then we had our home opener against Dedham when the girls were away, and we were able to get a win there. Again, started really slow, but then in the second quarter, were able to turn some things in our favor with our press. And then we followed up with a win at Ashland as well, and the same thing. We actually started fast that game and were able to maintain a strong lead throughout, so it was good. Same
question. What are you seeing early, from a scheme perspective? Is it your defense? Is it your speed? I know you've got a somewhat undersized team this year, and
right.
So you got to get out on the break.
Yeah, what we have really, Mike, is guys that are committed to the style of play we want to play, and committed to the press, and committed to running and pushing the ball up and being unselfish, and it has opened up a lot of opportunities for us because of that. And when you have that type of commitment, it makes it easier to run things, and guys are asking great questions, and we put a couple of nuances and new plays in, and it's kind of gave us some openings for stuff, but a majority of it is the speed at which we're playing at and the commitment to play at that speed, which has been very helpful for us this year.
Oh, that's great. How about practices? So talk about the intensity of practices. We've had some of the different captains coming in talking about how they can lead by example, and that isn't just during the games, it's during the practices, the preseason, all the way through. How have the early season practices been, Coach?
Good. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I think we're still building toward just consistency, and it's really hard to maintain that all the time. We both, I know, have really high expectations of our kids in that regard, and I think they're responding pretty well. Gets a little tricky during the holidays, things like that, but it helps when you have Medfield coming up on the schedule. That usually captures a little bit more attention and focus. But overall, they've been really good. The seniors and captains are leading really well. The young kids have come in nicely. Everyone's getting along really great, which helps. So I think chemistry off the court definitely leads to chemistry on the court, and I think we have that so far.
Same question, Coach.
Our chemistry has been really great. The guys, we always talk about being a family, and everybody is really committed to that. The practices are super intense, and again, it's a testament to the players. The players are committed to that style of practice where we're really on the go, and we go from one drill to the next or one thing to the next, and it moves pretty quick, and the intensity level's there, and they're really committed to doing that. So, and they're also holding each other accountable, which is great. When things aren't done the way they're supposed to, there's a high expectation in that locker room, and that starts from the captains and filters all the way down through the seniors and juniors and returning players to new players. So it's been really, really fun to get in there and watch them do what they do, and hopefully that will continue. Like Coach said, the consistency piece is always the hardest part, but they're really committed to doing it, so hopefully we'll see it through.
How are the health of both teams? Everybody pretty healthy right now?
We got a couple of guys back. Owen Gaffney's still battling with his shoulder, but he's been a trooper. And Quinn O'Hara has gone through a little bit of something that he's trying to figure out too on the medical side. And but overall, we've gotten guys back now, and we've had more of a stable crop of people at practice, where earlier on we were pulling people up from the JV to stay with us, and we've kept the 2 players up right now just to make sure we're maintaining our health and having the numbers at practice. So, but we're hopefully on the upswing.
Any update on the JV and the freshman teams early season?
The early seasons, the freshmen are struggling to try to figure themselves out, which is normal at that time. But to their testament, the kids are really committed to what the program stands for and the on the court, off the court things, and they're really committed to trying to get better and work harder. Coach Scully's doing a great job with them, and the JVs, Coach Lee, who's the freshman coach last couple of years, he's been fantastic, and they're off to a better start. But when you start on the road and also against a team like Bridgewater, they have such a pool of folks to pull from. So I try to tell the sub-varsity, especially Coach Scully, who's new, I said, look, you had 20 kids try out for your team. They had 60 try out for just freshmen. Like, you got to kind of put it in perspective. We've had 60 try out, like, total in the entire program. And so it's you got to put it all in perspective. And I think they have, but they want to be better, and they're willing to sacrifice to be better, and that's what's important.
Awesome. Coach, talk about health first, and then same question.
Yeah,
about
sure.
JV.
So in a few minutes, you'll talk to senior captains Fiona McGowan, Riley Murray, who are 2 of our more superstitious players. So when I say this, I know they'll be knocking on wood outside the studio, but as of now, we're all healthy. Things are going well. Yeah, they'll take care of that one for me. And then our sub-varsity teams are doing great. They're both off to a good start. I had a feeling our program would be pretty deep this year. We had good numbers. It's just a great group of kids coming in as freshmen. We have a young JV team of there's 7 freshmen there, another 12 on the freshman team. So we kind of had a feeling that would happen. The key for them is just to make sure they keep getting better at practice and keep developing to kind of move up that ladder. But we're happy with the start for all 3 teams.
You had a pretty interesting goal, and that is get a little bit better every day. Again, we're maybe, 14, 15 days in?
Yeah.
Are you getting better every day?
Yeah, I think so. We've had a couple days where after practice, I'm like, I'm not really so sure. We need to make sure we make up for it. But again, that's just the consistency piece. I think as long as we keep working and the kids are bought in, which they are, that's all going to come out in the wash, hopefully. But yeah, we're definitely trending in the right direction.
Okay, so let's look to the future. So both teams starting off good, 2-0, 3-0 respectively. Today's the 21st of December. You play Medfield. You travel down Route 109. You host Medfield here. Then a little bit of a break for Christmas, the Christmas holiday break. The boys have a tournament. You're hosting, was it the 2nd or 3rd annual? Third annual. I should know that. That's all my research that I did. 3rd annual tournament, 4 teams. So it's Walpole that you will play on Friday after Christmas at 7 p.m. And then it will be the Hingham and Sharon will play at 5 p.m. And then on Saturday, you're going to have a single game at 3 o'clock, I believe, before the semifinal and the consolation game in the final. And your team again.
We play Wayland.
Wayland.
Yeah,
right.
in just in a non-league
Another
game.
Division One.
I think they're Division 2 out there, but they play in the Jewel County League out in
Very
Central
good,
Mass, so it's a
very
really
good
competitive league. We had a really competitive game with them last year, so we're looking forward to them coming in. But yeah, we'll play right before. Hopefully, you guys will be at 7 Saturday. But
right, that would be nice.
But yeah, we play right before the tournament on Saturday the 29th.
So question, and again, this is all the prep that we did. Are we doing a Player of the Week? Or are we going to do another? Bring the captains in. I believe you might have a co-Player of the Week.
Yeah, we have co-players of the week.
Why don't we start with you? Why don't you tee up your Players of the Week?
Well, one is junior captain Pat Riley, and the other is sophomore James McGowan. Both had fantastic weeks leading up all 3 games that we played, so they were selected as the co-players of the week.
Yeah, and it's Patrick Sager Riley, and we'll tee that up for you.
We'll see.
You'll see.
So I have senior captains Fiona McGowan and Riley Murray coming. They were coming anyway just because they couldn't make it last time, but it worked out really well that they played really well this week. Riley had a career high 11 points against Dedham, had a really good offensive game for us, and Fiona has just been fantastic. On the stat sheet and off of it, just makes a ton of plays throughout the game that don't show up anywhere. But if you know basketball, you know how important she is to us. So she's had a couple good games for us, so they'll be in.
I think those stats showed up on Twitter. I think
definitely some, yeah.
The quote was that she was everywhere, defensively, getting rebounds, steals,
Yep.
blocks, etc.
Yeah, so they've both been really good.
Awesome. Well, you guys, again, congratulations on the early start.
Thank you.
Getting better every day and that consistency, and we'll see you next time. We will be doing the Christmas tournament, so really look forward to that.
Great.
But first and foremost, good luck tonight against Medfield.
Thank you
Thank you.
kindly.
So we'll see you next time.
All right.
There you go. Joining me next in the studio are two of the girls' captains, seniors Fiona McGowan and Riley Murray. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
So you're off to a great start after the tryouts, getting ready for your first games. You opened up with a couple of wins, and as Coach Clifford said, both of you have had really great starts individually. Let's start in your captain's roles, though. We'll start with you, Fiona. Talk about leading up the tryouts through the first couple of games. What did you try to do as a captain?
I think leading up to tryouts, we obviously had, the teams weren't set yet, so we kind of had to include everyone and just, see who was, there. And I think now with the team, we can kind of focus more on ourselves and, go together and, do stuff and work together and focus on us rather than just, everyone.
Great. Riley?
So in the beginning of the season, we've definitely focused on bonding as a team. Last year, it took a little longer for us to get to that point where we can all work together and cooperate. But this year, it's definitely been helpful to have bonded earlier on in the season.
That's great. You had, I believe, an overnight bonding experience.
Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about that and what that meant to the team.
So we took a bus after we got a win, and we went to a hotel. We did a few activities, team bonding activities, and got pizza, then went to a mystery room, and we're split into two teams and had to escape the room with solving a bunch of clues. It's fun.
There was talk from your fellow captains of some cheating that happened during the. Yeah, it was not your team.
It was not cheating, but
So
Okay.
we were
It
told
was our
not to lift things with force, but they would argue we did lift things with force, and that was not allowed.
By definition, you don't lift things without force. I
Yes,
suppose.
exactly,
So,
true.
There you go. So I'm on your side. Talk a little bit about, as a captain, you've got kind of multiple roles. You have to get everybody ready. You have to constantly be looking out for the whole roster. In some cases, not just even the varsity, the underclassmen, JV freshmen, et cetera. You're setting an example, but you also have to work on your own game and doing the things that you need to do to improve. Do you ever struggle with that, and how have you been able to put it together, again, after long WBA seasons, high school seasons, now you're seniors? So we'll start with you, Fiona.
I think it's definitely different being a captain and having to manage those two different roles, but I think also just when you're focusing on your teammates and what they're doing, it kind of can help with you and help you figure out what you need to do and use them to help you get better too. So I think it definitely can be hard, but I think it's honestly more helpful in the end too.
Yep. Anything to add?
Yeah, as a captain, you obviously have to be able to flip the switch, and no matter how you're playing, have to be able to support your teammates no matter the circumstances. And if you're having a bad game, be able to lift everyone up and help everyone else have a better game.
So talk about your individual performances, because you're co-players of the week as well as two of the senior captains. So I'll start with you, Fiona. Filling up the stat sheet in many different areas, again, steals, blocks, defensive, shutdown type play. Anything that you want to say specifically about your game, first couple?
I think I'm not really the player that just scores a lot of points, and so I think I always kind of look to fill those other roles defense and just assisting or just whatever else needs to be done, I guess. And I trust my teammates enough to get the scoring done, and obviously that's something I want to work on, but I think I just try to look for other things too. That's great.
That's great, and it's very similar to your father's game and the old man basketball. He fills in a lot of the different categories. Riley?
I had a pretty slow start in the game first set, but we need to get a lead, so I had a few jumpers, and that helped win the game.
Awesome. That sounds great. So you've got Medfield tonight, obviously after this, well, not obvious to you, but this will air probably after that game. And then you have a little bit of a break for Christmas. I'm sure there's going to be practices throughout. And then you've got an important game on the Saturday after Christmas. What do you look to do over that somewhat weird schedule where it's a little inconsistent?
So we like to have a little bit of fun because it's the holidays and Christmas, and we'll listen to Christmas music during practices, but we also have to have productive practices in order to prepare for that game.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it's also nice kind of having the break because you don't really have to worry about school and like stuff like that, and you can kind of just be like 100% into basketball and then just like hang out with the team, and we can do more team bonding and stuff like that.
That's great. Well, congratulations on your early success,
Thank you.
for being seniors. Most importantly, for winning the escape room. That was congratulations, and I don't think you cheated. So we'll hopefully see you guys again here at Player of the Week, whether that's a single or joint. It's great to see you guys progress again from Westwood Youth Basketball, Westwood Basketball Association, all the way up through now. So congrats, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joining me next in studio are the co-players of the week. On the boys' side, we have James McGowan, a sophomore, and we have junior captain Patrick Riley. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And first off, the elephant in the room, congratulations on being able to pull that off.
Thank you, thanks.
I would fail miserably. So where did this come from? Are you a regular at fancy dressing?
Oh no, not usually, but today at school is ugly sweater day for Christmas, and since we have to dress up on game day, I thought I might like kind of mix it up a little bit. So yeah.
So did you have that already, or did you have to go out and buy it especially for
I
this?
had it already.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that is impressive, and
Yeah.
you're pulling it off very well.
Thank you.
And again, congratulations to both of you for a great early start to the season. As Coach St. Martin said, the team has really been led by both of you in all aspects of the game. So that's awesome. So let's start with you, James. Last year you were in studio as a freshman. Now you're a sophomore. You're coming off a bit of a foot injury early. You seem to shake that off and talk about the first couple of games and how the team has played, and then specifically what you've been able to work on to overcome any of the physical challenges, but also fill up the stat sheet.
Yeah, it's been really good. Pretty much the team chemistry is really what's bonded us together, and we're more so playing for the team and not for ourselves. So we're making the extra pass or looking out for our teammates. And as far as my game, I've been trying to get more athletic and like faster and stronger from last year, which will help me on like defense and all aspects of the game.
How are you doing that, other than just, again, grinding day in and day out? Are there things, is it, looking at that at the beginning of the season, is it almost too late? I mean, is this a year-round thing? And talk a little bit about what went into getting you in that physical shape.
It's year-round. You don't take many days off. It's mostly been like lifting, conditioning, push-ups, sit-ups, all that.
Awesome. So again, I'm having trouble even looking at you, but I'm going to try. The glare. So talk about your captain again. You were here earlier this season. Talking about what it means to be a captain. Early on, what have you been able to do to translate your game? Last year you played on the varsity level. What's different about this year with your experience?
I mean, being a captain obviously means a lot, and it was hard at the beginning of the season to find out what I wanted to change about like last year's captains and what happened last year, and what I also wanted to keep the same, like for the best benefit of the team. And for myself, like aspects of the game and stuff, like obviously, like James said, improving. But at the beginning of the season, so far, like my shot was kind of off, so I worked on it in practice. Like obviously, still getting warmed up, and it's been good so far.
That's great. Let's look ahead. So tonight you play at home against Medfield. You get a little bit of a break, and then you've got the Christmas tournament. What do you do to continue this momentum?
I mean, all starts at practice, really. Like the 2 days off, even though it's only 2 days, still feels like a pretty long time after going in like almost every day to practice and working hard. So we definitely gotta stay, like not eat too much over the 2 days and stay in shape, and then just bring it right from the jump right when we get back.
Yeah.
We just have to keep working hard every single day and be consistent. Just because it's like a holiday and we don't have school anymore, we can't just take days off and stop working.
Still going to do your push-ups and sit-ups and crunches during those 2 days?
Yeah.
Attaboy. And by the way, congratulations. I think this is history. This is the first time that we've had a brother-sister combo on the same around the hoop. So I think the Guinness Book of World Record will be reaching out to somebody. I'm not exactly sure who. So again, congratulations on the early season. You're the first Players of the Week for 2018-2019. If you continue to do what you're doing, I'm sure we'll see you back here in Westwood Media Center studios. So again, congrats. Good luck tonight. Good luck in the Christmas tournament and then beyond.
Thanks.
And congratulations again on pulling off that jacket.
Thank you.
That's pretty
Thanks.
awesome.